German-made airbrushes. You know the Germans make good stuff. What's up, guys? So today we're going to take a look at another airbrush company, and this is their, I guess, entry-level airbrush. And this is the Harder and Steenbeck Ultra Steenbeck Ultra Airbrush. And we're gonna go ahead and open this up. We're gonna see what comes in the box, check it out, test it out, and see if German-made airbrushes are any good. All right, guys. So what we got here is some nice packaging. You know, I like to start from the outside all the way in, and right off the bat, I could say that. Again, this airbrush retails for about 90 bucks, and for 90 bucks you get nice packaging. It looks like it's in a hard case, but let's open this up and see what's actually in here. But already, you know, the bar, they're already setting the bar high with a nice packaging, which is always very, very nice. And just having that sleeve right there it kind of works as a presentation, but also as like protection, right? So it's nice to see that they've done that, and it has a nice wrapping around it, so you know it's a brand new one. Nothing crazy, right? Slide it out of here. Comes with a nice booklet, the insert, and I believe this is the Ultra Solo version 2, and the one I ordered from Spray Gunner. Oh, this is cool. Look at it. The case. Oh, that's a nice case, my guy. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. Chrome printing on the case, and you know which way to open it up. Oh, see, now that's presentation. I like it. That is above and beyond. The airbrush is sitting in there nice and sturdy. Oh wow, I'm liking this box. This is fancy. This is super fancy. I like this box a lot. And inside we have our airbrush and a cup. So this airbrush, this is kind of why I ordered it, is because it has this removable cup that you can just place in there. And there you go, you have your nice functioning cup for paint. But this makes it very easy for cleaning. So you could get in there, really clean in there. The etching on the metal is very nice. This is a nickel plate, so I've started to look at the different finishes of airbrushes, and I've started to realize that some have chrome plating and some have nickel plating. This particular airbrush has a nickel plate on it, which I don't think it's going to affect anything too much. A lot of people complain, you know, about the chrome plating coming off and stuff, but honestly, that's not going to affect how the airbrush functions in any way, because that's just aesthetic on the outside. And they've even gone and nickel plated the inside of this. It's very, very nice. And yeah, this system looks very good. This needle has some nice notches at the end. I don't know if you can see that very well there. Maybe that's to differentiate the different kind of needle. And this airbrush has a different style of lever. So traditionally you see the ones that kind of sit inside. This one actually has a C type lever action that pushes and pulls the needle back, as well as this fan cap. So again, everything on this airbrush is pretty original. This front here has a built-in self-adjusting nozzle. It looks like a pretty big piece. It looks substantial, and the fact that it has a seal that already is built in right there makes it really nice. It's machined simply, but usually the simplest things work the best. This air fan cap here, now this is kind of sad. I would have liked to see a fan cap where I could reach the needle, and that's why I actually ordered this specific set. So through Spray Gunner, you could order a set that comes with a separate tip here, a separate fan cap. It's probably the one I'll be using, because it is possible to reach the needle from here. So it's kind of like the velocity cap where it has the two fans on the side. The only difference is that these ones, I could already tell, they're tapered off with the nozzle. so you can see that they kind of go from thick to thin. So you could just going like this, I could tell I'm already going to reach the needle. So very nice. Very nice, a simple setup. Got an O-ring, got a seal on the nozzle, and you tighten that up. Very nice. Fits in there perfect. The needle's not jammed in there. It's nice and free moving. Really good. Like it. Of course, it uses a standard 1/8 fitting here, so all your hoses should fit. And it comes with a, I don't know if this is a quick adapter set or if this is actually just to make your own hose, but either way, it comes with a thing for a hose. You won't have, it doesn't come with a hose, but you know, you could get them through Spray Gunner for about 15 bucks. Again, I'll put the links down below for the airbrush, for the hose, for the airbrush with the separate tip, right? Because this tip is actually, it's pretty nice. It has built-in diffusers to reduce the turbulence, which is pretty good. But like cleaning off the needle is usually the biggest thing. And this one right here, like, I could just perfectly grab the paint off the needle and clear the dry tip. So anyway, let's hook this up and try it out and see how well it works. Alright, so I've just taken a little bit of black. I'm just going to throw in. Alright, so I've just taken some reduced black, put it in there, and I'm kind of quickly realizing I can't actually, there's no way to actually clean off that needle. So we're going to see how well it sprays. Start off with some dagger strokes. Yeah, there's our dry tip. Alright, so it responds good, it makes really nice fine lines. This particular tip, I don't know, maybe I should have started with the other tip. But this particular tip, you could actually put your airbrush right up onto the canvas or the paper and pull back on the needle. Look at that. Really nice fine lines. Okay, we have a problem though. Not a big, huge problem, but I can't clean the dry tip off. So on this particular airbrush, right, you can't spray without the fan cap on. You need the fan cap on because it also holds the nozzle in place. So you're either going to need to have this one or the other one on. Now, if you have the other one on, right, this one, there's really no way of cleaning that needle off. Any dry tip you get on that needle is it's on there. Right now, I don't know how well you can tell, not from that far, but let's see if I can get it to focus here. So if you could tell, there is black paint on the needle there. I could try to get it off of there just by, but it's not, there's no way to get it up. My fingers, you know, even though they're nice chubby fingers, With that fan cap, they don't actually reach to try to get that off of there. I'm trying. So there's black. That's kind of why I like the airbrushes where I could reach the needle. Now, maybe if we just use a little rag here. Probably not a big, huge deal if you're doing like general spraying where you're just going to do big sprays like this. So if you're like spraying like miniature cars or stuff like that, you know, it's going to give you a good general spray. But if you're trying to get the details of the detailed, which with a 0.2 millimeter, I mean, see right there, I'm pulling back on the trigger, but that little bit of dry tip will hold it back. But it is possible to get some nice fine lines. Actually, it sprays really good. It atomizes paint pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I think so far I'm pretty satisfied with it. It's pretty good. Aside from not being able to clean the needle, which is really going to be the main cause of like little stuff like this, because any little dry tip is going to give you an inconsistency at the very finest point, right? Maybe not so much if you're just doing like bigger lines like this, you know, your paint's just going to flow over that dry tip, no problem. But as soon as you're trying to get in there, get those little fine lines, you might have a little bit of a harder time. A little bit easier if you work like this and just don't let go of the air for an extended period. It's kind of keeping it from building up too much. But every time you let go like this, there's going to be a little bit more, a little bit more. But shouldn't get hung up on that. Spray's really good, and honestly for 90 bucks, not bad at all. It makes me excited to try their other airbrushes. Obviously this is kind of their bottom airbrush. I don't know if it's really designed for beginners, because there's quite a few things here that I wouldn't recommend for a beginner. First off, a cup without a lid for a beginner, probably a no-go, because that's going to equal paint splattered somewhere or paint spilled. Again, not being able to reach the needle is a big one. There's no needle stop, but the way that this works is pretty good. The system for the front, even though it's simple, it's quite effective, and it's designed properly, so I didn't have to like tighten this down any specific kind of way. I just kind of tightened it down, finger pressure, and then this rotates independently, so you could, if you want to set it this way, you can. If you want to set it that way, you can. So yeah, like it works pretty great, honestly. Yeah, it's probably going to become part of the lineup for now. Maybe spraying kind of just some really thin detailed black. Yeah. See, this is where that dry tip is really spreading the paint out. This needle is really fine. It's really nice. Yeah, if you just take a rag, just kind of squeeze it out of there. Perfect. There you go. Now you're able to get those really fine lines. When there's no dry tip, it's really easy to get super fine lines like this. And like I'm just running the tip right on the paper there. It's really responsive. Just pulling back on the trigger, letting go, pulling back, pulling back. Trigger's not getting stuck, the cone's not getting stuck with paint. Pretty responsive overall. Atomizes paint just fine. Works great. So again, if you're interested in this airbrush and would like to give it a shot for yourself, I'll put a link down in the description. Get your hands on one. I could see myself having fun with this.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's going to become a new kind of a daily driver around here, and you know, you'll see me use it on the live streams and stuff. So in case you see it, you'll know which airbrush it is. But yeah, for 90 bucks, pretty good. Yeah, $90 is actually pretty damn good. It has a 0.2mm needle. I think I paid 95 bucks, and it came with a tip, and it also came with some brushes for cleaning. Having the removable cup makes it really easy to clean, so that's going to be nice. You know, not having a needle stop is, I find myself using a needle stop like rarely. Sometimes it comes in handy, but very rarely do I use a needle stop, especially when doing fine lines like this anyway. So I don't really consider that a big drawback. Not having a regulator in the front, that's not a big deal either, because you should have a regulator anyway. And this lever system is interesting to me, and it just seems like it's more, you know, just user friendly. The nozzle setup and cone setup here, super user friendly, really easy, and everything looks like it's made out of good quality materials. Yeah, again, the links will be down below. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one.